Hey, lovely to be here this morning. Now, you might have noticed, you might have gone to the grocery store and thought to yourself, why is food so expensive? Or gone to buy furniture and thought, my goodness, I would like a new look, but decor is super expensive. We are going to help you. A whole hour of thrifty ideas, starting with your food. Chef Randy Feltis is here to help us out. Put her here, buddy.
Good morning.
Now, you are a chef.
Yes.
So we know that you have high standards when it comes to your food and your meals. We've seen you cook on the show and you're amazing. But you like to save a buck. And you have all sorts of ways of doing it.
As a restaurateur, it is essential. You have to watch the pennies because you want to give the consumer the best product you possibly can.
Yeah.
And therefore, you have to know where you're being taken advantage of and where you're not.
Okay, I like that.
You know, at the back door, we have the cooks count the lemons every day. If it's a 90 count, I want 90 lemons. I don't want 87.
Okay.
And the more you complain, the better deals you get.
Okay, I love that. So you can haggle. You can haggle.
You can totally haggle.
So you've got 6 tips for us that we're going to get through right now for how we might be able to save money in the grocery store.
Yes.
Starting with this one.
This one's the scariest one. I just thought we'd come out of the gates and we hit a home run right away. I call this one the green meat, stinky cheese, and ripe veggies.
Yeah.
Right? And everyone's always fascinated by this. They're like, what are you talking about? And I was like, no, this is legit. This is a good one. Let me start off by saying the scariest one, I think, and the one that I usually don't use at the grocery store is the overripe veggies.
Okay.
They freak me out. I'm not really interested in it. But if you're going to make a tomato soup or something like that, then maybe that's going to be the way you want to go. But
I'm okay with the overripe veggies. The meat freaks me out.
No, the meat is the best part. This gets me excited. This is the best deal in the world.
Okay.
Think of yourself as a wine producer, and you make like a 96 Amarone. As it goes on and it gets older and older, you charge more for it because it's more rare.
But that's wine.
But then all of a sudden you're like, one day, no, I got to sell it half price because it's going to go bad. That doesn't happen.
Okay.
All right. Now, sure, meat will go bad, but grocery stores are completely guilty of one thing. They have a lot of systems in place, so they have to, once they cut it, have it on the shelf for so many days and then sell it.
Okay.
I buy the 50% off meat all the time for my family.
Really? And do you cook it right away?
No, I leave it away for like another week. Because, hear me out, the enzymes and the protein break down the meat the longer it goes, okay? And so you're actually making the meat more tender and more tasty. So when they're doing the dry age and it loses some of its volume, it's getting more expensive.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? If you open it up, right?
We're going to open up the meat.
And you smell it.
The green meat.
It doesn't even smell bad. Right?
No,
and this
that
has been
does
in my
smell
car
good.
overnight. It smells fine.
Good.
I'm telling you, that is where the deal's at.
Okay, so try it at your own risk. And then the stinky cheese, I get that. It can age. It can age.
It gets better.
Yeah, that's fine. I can get it. You can cut the mold off.
Yeah, well, that's what you do, right?
Good.
And when you go into Loblaws, you see the meat hanging there. They have the moldy meat, and they trim the meat off, and they charge it for an extra price. Well, this is just as good, if not better.
All right, good point.
Give it a shot. Trust
What do
me.
we have here?
Okay, so use your freezer. Everyone has a freezer at home. Use your freezer. So the one that I find surprising is when you go to the actual seafood counter, they've got thawed shrimp, and they're usually 30% more than the frozen shrimp that are in the bunker. And the next day it's thawed, and you save yourself 30%.
That's a very good point.
Right?
Very good point.
Next one is bread.
Okay, I haven't tried the ones that you make yourself.
These are fantastic. So what a lot of people don't understand, those bakeries look really great in the grocery stores.
Yeah.
They don't actually bake that much stuff there.
Oh, no?
No,
It's all shipped in.
A lot of it comes in frozen, and they put it on the shelf. And then that's why when you taste it, the first day it's kind of good, but the next day you're like, how'd it get so stale?
Hard.
Right? So why don't you just buy it frozen? Because what they're doing is freezing it when it's super fresh and comes out of the oven, chills down, freeze it, and then when you reheat it, it's like ultimately fresh. But the window's smaller, so take advantage of that window and do it yourself and save 30%.
See, I wouldn't have thought of that. Okay, we have like 3 minutes to get through the rest of these. How are we going to do this?
Buy in bulk, but don't buy in bulk.
I like everything about
Everyone
this.
thinks that bulk is like really affordable. This is actually way more expensive by 20% than this.
Oh, really?
And I see people at the bulk barn all the time. They get up to that counter like $96 for macadamia nuts. Use the scale too, all right? I know it looks like a good idea, but it's don't do that. This is my wife. She loves this like really convenient stuff. This works out to like $3. This works out to $18, but per 100 gram, this is actually 1,000 times cheaper.
Yes.
And I'll also say it's 1,000 times better. Learn how to cook rice.
Okay, get the big bag of rice. Sorry, Sarah. Sarah's like me. Okay, what do we got here?
Know your labels. A lot of times when you read the ingredients on the labels, on the no name, it's actually the exact same ingredients as on the brand name, and sometimes they actually come from the same factory. So if it's something like preserved chickpeas or black beans, you know what? I can't tell the difference there. I've been nibbling on them, spinning them, don't have any idea.
They're all the same. A lot of the generic brands are the exact same.
So you can save up to 20% by going no name on a bean.
Okay, I love that. That's very good advice. What do we have
This
here?
is one of my favorites too. The naturally imperfect apples, or just veggies in general.
Smart marketing.
I'm naturally imperfect myself.
Same with me.
Right? So I kind of embrace this kind of apple.
Yes.
I also like the smaller and the weirder things because my son sometimes wants to eat like 3 bites of an apple and throw it away.
Right.
I don't get so upset when I'm using a cheaper apple. So this is actually closer to a 40% saving by using something that's imperfection. And as we move forward in the UK, they're using like apples, potatoes, everything else is coming in kind of weird.
Yeah.
And the more we embrace it as consumer, the more the grocery stores will go to that.
It doesn't have to be that perfect looking thing.
It's the same product at the end of the day.
It's the same thing.
Right?
Yeah, I don't get it. Okay, we're going to talk about comparing prices a little bit.
Giddy up.
Okay, so I mentioned this to the audience and they're freaking out right away because there's one woman who absolutely loves this flip. Okay, I know she loves this. So the way it works is it's an app. You basically go on it. It's got all the flyers for grocery stores, all the flyers for furniture stores, all sorts of flyers. But you go on, you circle what you want. It gives you a grocery list. And then you can say, oh, so-and-so has oranges for $3.99. I need you to
Gotta
sell
go
me
there.
your oranges for $3.99.
Oh.
Price compare, and they will give you a deal. So it's pretty good, right?
Well, we all stare at our iPads all day anyways. We might as well do something useful.
You might as well. So people are doing it and people are loving it. To help kick off the shopping and saving our audience members, Flip is giving away a $50 PC gift card plus a tote and a calendar of savings to ensure you stay on track all year long. I think that's pretty awesome. Very awesome. Okay, what do we got for your last tip?
Stock up on sales. Every store has those
Yes.
sales to get you in the door. If you go in with a list, I kind of feel like that's doing homework. I never do a list. I'm a little bit more versatile.
I have to have a list.
No, get away from the list. And if you do a
Okay.
list, instead of saying chicken, just say protein. Right? Because then you can find something like this. 2 racks of ribs that are on sale, $11.21, more than 50% off. And when they're in a Cryovac like this,
Yeah.
they'll keep in your fridge for easily a week.
Okay.
And then also, if you're going to be buying things in larger quantities because they're on sale, Tetra Packs. This will stay in your dry storage
I
for
love
over a year.
those.
You're always going to need chicken stock to make soups and things like that. So, you know, go big on those.
Go big on the sale items. See, here's the thing. You like to go in there like a creative ninja and just say, whatever they got for sale, I'm going to make dinner. Like, because that's the way your chefy mind works. But you also save money because of that. So it's a smart way to shop.
And it's fun.
And okay.
It should be fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure. Really good tips.